Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Marketing Class. I'm Jess from Socially Inclined. Julie is out today, and today we're doing an Ask Me Anything. So, those who are joining us live get to fill the chat with their marketing questions, and I will answer all of them that I have time for. And if we don't get a whole lot of questions in the chat, you know that your girl Jess is here to talk about some aspect of marketing. So, first thing that someone brought up was TikTok, specifically TikTok marketing. And I'm kind of, we do in general at Socially Inclined try to take the approach be as many places that you can stand to be. That means, that used to mean being, definitely be on Facebook. Those are kind of the gimmies, right? Facebook, Instagram, if you can. But it used to mean all of them because the content was so easy to adjust back and forth, right? Pretty much everyone has had a Facebook page, started a Facebook page. That's kind of where Facebook marketing began, right? When businesses realized they could set up pages, and they'd put their contact information, they'd put out some, a little content here and there, and that kept them relevant on Facebook. Well, if you're doing that, there was no reason not to cross pollinate that content to places that were easy to do so, like LinkedIn. It's a simple copy paste. Maybe you would, the graphic is good over there, right? Maybe you adjust the caption a little bit to appeal to that more professional community, but it's easy to be in those places. So Facebook, Instagram, and then usually you choose between Twitter, or sorry, Facebook, LinkedIn are the big two for businesses, and then you choose between Instagram or Twitter depending on what else you want to do. You want to try to be in as many places as possible, right? So then you start getting in, you know 6-8 years ago, you started getting more dynamic platforms where the content wasn't as easy to cross pollinate, to recycle, to put into that platform. Case in point, Snapchat. I specifically remember the day that Snapchat came out. It was shortly after I started at Socially Inclined, and I remember thinking, oh my God. Because we were still very much an agency at that point. We still very much made one-on-one content. For those of you who don't know, Julie and I got our start. She's been doing it for a long time, since 2009. Got our start making, as a social media marketing agency. We still do a little of it, but our packages started at $500 a month, and we had some that went all the way up to $2,000 a month, depending on what we were doing for you. Well, when Snapchat came out, having to include Snapchat content was going to run our prices so high that I just remember having this deep sense of dread. Well, fast forward to just before COVID hit, when TikTok came out. It's the same thing of creating those short format videos. And of course, it took off. I feel like Snapchat kind of primed the market, and then TikTok Reels came in shortly after that to compete. And of course, YouTube Shorts were the last ones to the market, but they have their own side of content creation. But those are not as easy, right? So, Heather, sorry, I just went off on a big tangent because I want you to understand. First and foremost, I want to empower you to not feel like you're less than, not feel too stressed out, or not feel too guilty if you find yourself struggling to also be on TikTok. So, all of that as the setup to say, Heather, if it's going to steal your joy and take away your quality of life, Julie and myself, Socially Inclined, is a perfect example of a business being able to be successful without generating leads from TikTok. Okay. So you don't have to be on TikTok. in order to be successful. If you cannot stomach the idea of marketing on one more social media platform, on creating one more type, and it's a hard type, right? That, like I was mentioning before, you can't just take that square Facebook post and put it on TikTok. If you can't find the time for that, I don't want you to feel like you have to be successful. If you do have time, I would love for you to go check out some of our YouTube videos where I do some Canva tutorials. If you can foot the $15 a month for Socially or for Success Club, inside Success Club, we've done a lot about how to create faceless reels, faceless YouTube shorts, and of course, faceless TikToks. They can all be the same thing, right? And you have that extra bandwidth to do it. Yes, the general feeling is if you can be everywhere, be everywhere. And that's part of, for those of you who have been following for a while, you know that's exactly where Socially Sweet was born. Trying to create that tool, the one thing that helps connect the busy, exhausted, possibly burnt out small business owner to feeling like they can do this social media marketing thing and feeling like you're in control so you can be successful. Okay, so yes, TikTok, is it worth it? A lot of, political things going in there. Now another possible shutdown. Heather, I would say no. Now, one thing we do like people to do is put their niches in. Heather, can you remind me what you do? If you've been here before, I do apologize. But let me know what you do. My general, in general, my recommendation, as I mentioned before, is you can, and we have proved you can build a business using Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Okay, specifically Facebook and LinkedIn. Those two, unless you just have some real unique niche that has to appeal to all of these TikTok users, or if it's like really, really visual, then you'll want to lean more heavily on Instagram. But your person is on Facebook in droves. There are millions and millions of people who are interested in what you're doing on Facebook because the market's just so big. Last statistic was like 1 point something billion people. That is a seventh of the world. Okay, so your people are on Facebook. So if you're strapped, I would say no, it's not worth trying to take on one more thing. So don't worry about that. And I'm sure we'll get back to your niche and I'll circle back to that in a minute. Good morning, Marcy. So glad you're here. Being in more places is great for the SEO. So longtime Success Club member here, Miss Savita, longtime socially incliner. Yes, it's good for the SEO. I will never forget that moment back when we were doing the Take Action training class on LinkedIn, where we had you Google yourself, and most of you saw that the first return was your LinkedIn profile. So you can go do that again and see if that still holds true. But you're exactly right. For most of us who aren't Taylor Swift and Tom Cruise and people like that, Jason Kelsey, you don't have this robust online presence, right? So you want to build it as best as you can. A great way to do that, as Savita mentioned, is to have these social media platforms that are optimized. That's the key. So you don't want to just go sign up for an account. You need to sign up for an account. You need to do your optimization checklist, which we have one of those in our store. You can go look for it. It's the Facebook 7-day profile fix. But you just want to make sure that your handle is unique. It reflects what you do, what you sell. You want to make sure that you fill it out to the fullest. And if there's a link for people to click to buy your stuff, to learn more about you, you best make sure those links are in there. because Savita's right. The more places you are, the more places that are optimized, the better your personal, your discoverability, your SEO as a brand and individual will be, which as normal people, that's what we need to do, right? In order to get on more people's radar. All right. Joanne, my first time live. I love your emails. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I write the emails, so that made me feel really, really good. I'm gonna have to tell Julie that. My niche, she's a positive energy artist. Okay, fun. Who offers art and experiences. My experiences include positive energy art parties for women. Very cool niche. Vision for the parties is to make space for women's supportive communities and to use art to keep a positive mindset for the personal and or professional lives. Plus, I have an interactive community engagement art project that I'm looking to expand. So much. Wow. Yeah. So like most people that we, like most small business owners that we attract at Socially Inclined, multi-passionate, very dynamic, and you have a lot going on, but that's a really fun thing. Thank you for that introduction. Because, you know, it's really fun to see who our community is. Heather, she does share TikTok videos across all platforms, and hers is T. Okay, you're the T? I clicked it. I hope it's not super loud. Oh yeah, you're the Pure Blend. Sorry about that. I feel like you put Pure Blend in your name last time. Yeah, so this kind of thing is great for those of you who clicked on it. Is it worth? So I guess I want to back up a little bit and say, if you are already making reels, if you're already making that content, then yes. If you can easily put content out on TikTok, then sure, why not? If it's easy enough for you to be everywhere, why not do it? Because again, being as many places as possible is going to help with your SEO. It's going to help with your visibility, and help people find you and get to know, like, and trust you. Because the more they know you, the more they can grow to like you and like your story. Like, I love the fact, Heather, that you are not part of any other organization, and you have tea, like amazing tea products. So the more I could learn about you, the more likely I'd be to make a purchase. And that stays the same across the psychology of selling to anybody. So building that know, like, and trust really gets easier when you are visible on social media. So if you're already making these videos, this short form videos, see, we're in the process of trying to find someone to help us do that because we just do not have time, the two of us. But if you're making reels, then go ahead and put them on TikTok. There's absolutely no reason not to. If you're in your social plan and you get the reels from us, putting something out there with an optimized profile is better than nothing, especially if you can get them automatically scheduled for you through the Socially Suite platform or through whatever scheduler you might use. Heather switching from her phone to computer. For those of you who had joined, I see there's more people, more participants. This is an Ask Me Anything. Right now we're talking about a little bit about TikTok marketing, but leave your questions and I will cover them, and I'll be here till 11:30, 45, depending on how much we're chatting back and forth. Joanne has dropped her website. Feel free to check that out. Very fun. I just took a quick look. Nice pop-up. Sign up for updates and receive a free gift. Ooh, that's fun. Nice pop-up there. We did a freebie. We did a series on freebies and had some good fun. And those, some of you who were here were actually a big part of that. So If you need help with your freebie or your pop-up on your website, those replays are in Success Club. All right, Joanne, my question is it is confusing to share the many facets of my projects. They are all under the same vision, positive energy art. Good. I can't decide if I should do the pop-up or not. Thanks for that. Yeah, so a pop-up is always okay. Let me back up because I wish Julie was here to help me answer this. They aggravate me. When I get a pop-up, I get a little aggravated. But Miss seller extraordinaire, she knows all of the psychology behind everything that you do with digital marketing, lead capture, and things like that. Those with pop-ups are going to win because most people won't say no. Yeah, Heather, I get it. But I don't want, Joanne, I don't want that feedback to stop you from pop-up because Julie Herndon would say, keep your pop-up on your website. You will get more opt-ins that way. And if your freebie is worth its salt, and if your freebie is effective, as in it creates know, like, and trust for you, and then ultimately encourages the reader to take another step, then you will win. It will be a win over an aggravation. So yours isn't too pushy. It did pop up pretty quickly, so you might adjust it, but it might also be because I went to close the window shortly, depending on what your trigger is for that. It may not pop up as quickly for someone who's coming to actually read the content. Oh, biggest pet peeve is having it pop up when editing my website. Yes, we're 100%. We're actually getting ready to switch. We're going to do it sometime this weekend. We're getting ready to switch from one theme to another in Shopify. So I've been building out new pages in a different theme. Popped up like 45 times editing one page. Just so aggravating. And it's not supposed to do that, right? But because you're in the editor, it doesn't fire normally. The code is just there. So yes, it can be quite aggravating. Let's see. Any other questions? Any other wins from the week? I know that Marcy is here, and Marcy got some week-to-week in-depth feedback on her lead magnet. So I'd love to know how it's doing. Is it converting better? Are more people opting in now that it's further up the page? How is that going for you? Setting up Fair Shop for my tea. Awesome. I'm not sure what Fair Shop is. I mean, I could look it up. That's what I usually have to do when it comes to softwares that I haven't used before. But Heather, as far as, so Heather, you're not on TikTok. I have a few follow-up questions for you. You're not on TikTok very much, or you are on TikTok and you just aren't spending that much energy on it. Okay, it's a wholesale site like Etsy. Gotcha. You're updating your website again? Oh, you sound like us. We're always updating our website. It feels like that, but time passes pretty quickly, so it's hard to. You're getting started on TikTok, and you have 4 to 5 videos so far. Awesome. So you've been doing, as far as I can remember, because I think we checked out your Instagram a couple weeks back, you've been doing some reels, right? You've been doing some little tutorials because you blend your own tea. Goodness, you could have some really great day in the life, behind the scenes, how it's made, all of those things. Because if you're making the reels, there's no reason to reinvent the wheel. take those reels from Instagram and post 1 or 2 a week on TikTok, because there's nothing that says you can't do that and you shouldn't do that. And similarly, I don't want to overwhelm you, but if you're doing Instagram Reels or Facebook Reels and you're doing TikToks, you might as well have a little bit of a YouTube channel, maybe next month. Yeah, Savita, I love that. Tea time with. My marketing brain is just like exploding with excitement. But, YouTube Shorts, we're kind of struggling with the short video because we have a hard time finding someone to do editing. Because unlike Pure Blend tea, day in the life for me is not super glamorous. It's not really something I think people would be that interested in. So we have to come up with a different angle for our reels. So we have to keep them educational. And to do that, you have to do a little bit of editing. Well, neither Julie nor myself have that time. So coming up with that is a little bit of a bottleneck for us. But as I mentioned, no, you do not have to do these live videos to be successful. Obviously, they would help. You would be more successful if you could do them. You could get more reach by using that outlet. But first steps first, if it's too overwhelming for you, I don't want you to sit here and sit in overwhelm city or analysis paralysis because you can't do this one aspect of social media marketing. Let's see. She could do a tea time with. I do love that. Spill the tea, trends at tea. Thank you, Savita and Marcy. Heather, this is why you show up to Success Club, because you can get a lot of different, or to our live class, because you can get a lot of different takes and feedback. Let's see. You shared an image. All right, let's look at it. Oh, you're picking paper. I like that. Choosing paper for my tasting room. Want to vote. Writing them down. Done? Down. Oh, man. I'm a sucker for the top right one, but that's because I love the like deep muted natural purple color. I really do. So my upper right is my first choice. Yeah, me too. Upper right is my first choice too. I do like the funkiness of the bottom left. But this is wallpaper, right? I'm going to have a solid wall next to it to keep from feeling too stimulated. Yeah, I think I like the top right for me. But that's just me. You guys, everyone else, look. Me too, top right. There you go. You got 3 votes. Second choice would be the middle one on the right. Middle one on the right. Yeah, I kind of like that too because it's kind of black. I just feel like if that was a really big wall, it might feel like kind of, I don't want to say goth, because that looks black gray to me. If you had a really big wall with it, it'd really depend on what it was decorated with to kind of keep it from having this dark feel. Let's see. Jess, here we go. This guy there is a guy in my financial services company that is on TikTok, and it's crazy. He goes live and they battle video games. They rap, sing, and just have fun. I've met some pretty dope people on TikTok. Yeah. So that is a perfect example of why your content doesn't have to just be about what you do on social media. In fact, he's gone a step further and made it about something that is historically addictive and viral on social media. Video games, rap, singing, yeah, like, so all of those things has nothing to do with financial services, but he's gone viral. He gets lots of views and things because he goes off topic. So that's a perfect example of why, sorry, I don't mean to bring it back around to us, but there's a reason we came up with the MVP strategy and the 80/20 rule of making your content not just about what you do. You want to make it about what people like. And we're going to do more of that as well because it can get a little tiring. It can get a little overwhelming just hearing about marketing and business building all the time. So it's more fun for the creator. It's more fun for the viewers. Upright. Yeah, see? There's another reason to come join us live. You got some real-time feedback on your tasting room, which I want to come. We're getting an RV at the end of this year, and we're going to start traveling around a lot more. Homegirl's going to have that Starlink. I'll be coming at you from Yosemite or something like that. I'll need to come up there, and I want to visit some of you. All right. Joanne, I'm totally going to join the club. This is such good info. To be able to discuss social media marketing with others is what you need right now. Yeah. And this is, I don't know if you heard me at the beginning, this is not a typical marketing class. Usually it is infused with Julie Herndon too, I have 9 years of marketing experience. If you count college, you can add 4 to that. But she has been doing marketing since before it was social media marketing. And she's been doing social media marketing just about as long as Facebook has been around. I think she started social media marketing specifically in 2009, and she's been marketing since well before that. So she's a wealth of knowledge. Those of you who are with us all the time, you can attest to that as well. Here's my Facebook page for anyone to stay in touch. There you go. Yeah, that's welcome. I'll allow it. Positive Energy Artist. Very cool. I'll give you a follow. Lancaster, PA. Yeah. I mean, I've heard of that place. I'm sure there's some things. Obviously, we could make that on our way up to Acadia and some of the other national parks that we want to go to. Yeah, there we go. Thank you, the Amish. I feel like that would be a really intuitive place to have a really nice tea-ery. What is a really nice tea place? I'm sorry. I'm sure there's an official word. Capital of the USFO one day for, I don't think there's some typos there. Networking 101. Yeah, for sure. Tea house. I don't know though. Tea house is more of a customer facing. Maybe. Yeah, a really nice tea house. Yeah. Yeah, we try to let the link slide as long as it's not like buy my crap and a link to check out. Those I will delete those. Not that it's crap, but you guys know what. Guys know what I mean. Girls know what I mean. All right. Is there anything else anybody would like me to talk about? Anything you would like to run by us? Because I really liked picking out your tasting room. I like seeing that because it kind of, when you get that done, whichever one you pick, whether it was the one we all voted on or not, when you get that done, Heather, take a picture and come share it with us in marketing class because I would love to see it. And when we do start the more nomadic lifestyle, I will certainly keep Lancaster, PA on the radar. we're not going to be doing anything quick, faster in a hurry because, we've got 2 little kids. So everything we do is going to be nice and slow. Yeah, I'll have to make that during football season because I'm not a big NFL person, but Jalen Hurts, which I think he's going to stay with the Philadelphia Eagles this year. Jalen Hurts is I knew him in college, so he is one of my favorite professional athletes to follow. So, all right, anything else? Otherwise, I'm going to wrap this one up. We usually try to stay till at least 11:30. Sometimes we're here till almost 12 if we're actively helping. Sometimes when we do design class, Joanne, I'm just kind of letting you know, sometimes we're doing design class, in which case we will just design and forget how long it's been taking because it's lots of fun. You love the emails we send out? That's great. I'll admit we have over 10,000 people on our list now, and Google makes it so hard to stay in a positive headspace when it comes to open rates and click-throughs because they just, dang, that promotions folder, and it's so hard to teach people to drag the promotion to the primary, and then you get like 1 or 2 annoyed people in that 2,000 that forget they signed up for our list and got something amazing for free. And if you get like 1 or 2 spam complaints, then it knocks you back down from all of the momentum you've built. So it's really good for me to hear this positive feedback about our emails. We do put some effort into it. With Meta going down and causing angst among the entire world, how difficult would it be to start a newsletter? Well, that's why you got to do it now. Let's see. When did Facebook? I can't remember when it was. I want to say it was a year and a half ago when Facebook went down for like 8 hours and everyone got real freaked out. I know they were just down like an hour or so last week. But when they went down, I remember we sent an email to everyone saying this is a perfect example for why you need to be building your list and working on creating an audience outside of social media, because the landscape, and that's what makes our job so dynamic and frankly difficult at times, because the landscape can change in an instant. Yes, of course we did the DMARC and all of that. What I'm talking about is like, if we regularly have 6,000 opens and then, it'll drop. It's all like the whole Google the whole Google promotion folder, and I'm sure Yahoo has it too. But for those of you who do enjoy our emails, every time you get them, if you will mark them as important, and if you get them in a promo folder, slide them to your primary, all of those little actions help. It legitimately, you do that once, you may help 10 other people see an email from us that they might not have seen otherwise, because it tells Google it's important and it might land in more people's primary folder. Oh yeah, no, I get it. Some people don't know about it, but I almost said Julie Herndon invented it, but she's all about it. She knew about it long before it was going to happen. She's the code girl. She's the science girl. She's the brains behind web design. I can design a mean website, and it's 90% because of her. So yeah, we definitely did the DMARC, and then we had to turn around and do it again for a different provider. So we're certainly good on the DMARC. It's just a challenge for those of you, like I said, 10,000 people on our list, and we struggle to consistently get half of them to open, and our click-through rates are kind of rough too, because just multiple I mean, it's still profitable. We still make sales every time we send emails. But when you think, wow, you have a 10,000 subscriber list, and yes, all of them were there, all of them asked to be there. So people just forget. They forget that they wanted a free content calendar and they signed up for discounts and more news on marketing. They forget about that. So they forget to look for the emails. And then when they see an email 6 months later, maybe they're not as focused on marketing and they think, ugh, what's this? So, they delete it without reading it, or worse, call it spam or something like that. Was not fun to do when you don't have any knowledge of code and stuff. Absolutely. Shout out to Julie, because I didn't have to do it. I just had to remind her because she asked me to. All right. Anybody else? If not, I'm going to wrap up. We have a pretty good blog coming out on done for you content. It is a little self-serving, not going to lie, but we have some pretty dang good done for you content services. But it's really kind of an analysis of what done for you content has done to the landscape of social media marketing, specifically from the perspective of the small business owner who's having to create content by hand themselves. So should be a pretty interesting read for you guys. It should be fully done by the end of the day, and we may send an email about it this weekend. And for those of you who aren't yet, if you would like to be a socially inclined affiliate, we would love that. We have lots of stuff that you can share with your friends, whether they're small business owners or not. Maybe they want to share them with some small business owners they know. Feel free to head over to sociallyinclined.com and type in affiliates, and you can become an affiliate. We give a straight 20% on everything, including recurring. So a lot of people making some pretty good money there and not having to do anything for it. So make sure that's you if you're interested. Let's see. Savita's typing, and then I'm going to head out. It's a nice spring day here in Florida. Finally got some sunshine. Yeah, everybody needs social media help. Everybody needs social media help. We had a plumber come the other day, and I shared it with him, and he signed up, and I'm like, where's my affiliate link, Julie? Yeah, it's fun. I don't get an affiliate link, but that's okay. I didn't need one. But it is that easy because we have content that serves plumbers, roofers, all of that. But all right, enough of me talking. Thank you so much for everyone for joining. This was one of my favorite Ask Me Anythings. I'm always a little, not nervous because I'm a performer at heart, but always a little like, am I going to live up to the precedents that Julio sets? So I'm always a little apprehensive, but this was great. I enjoyed it. And I hope that you learned something and that you got some of your questions answered. And we look forward to seeing you next week. Bye, guys.